Yes. Let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing started. Where's my music? Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Hard Talk. We do apologize for tonight, but we will not have Melba on tonight due to some little technicalities on my part. Let me just go straight to the comments. And we are also broadcasting live on 868 Workers' Rights. Yes, 868. We are doing a joint. It will be a joint broadcast. It's proceedings. And we are bringing it to you live right here, right now. Good evening to all. And it has been a hectic time. But sometimes here is just a good evening, Rudy, Trudy, Cheryl, Seeley. Yeah, but sometimes it has been a hectic time, and but what the hell is this? It's too early. It's too early. It is too early, Caribbean Soul. But what kind of bad is this boy? You must be feeling. Look, admitting it. Don't show me off tonight. Don't show me off tonight. Don't show me off tonight. Let me deal where I come to deal with them. Because I know you come with that kind of stupidness to show me off my show tonight. But I will not be daunting that. But a lot have been happening. A lot have been happening. A lot of people have been crying out. They're saying, yes, good night, this, all right, good night. A lot of people have been crying out, and calling me, even from the UNC and from different quarters, even Tobago and all, St. Vincent. And a number of people have been calling and they have been saying, fearless, fearless, problem. Problems. I don't know. I don't know when we will stop being conned by our prime minister. I don't know. We have come into our shores, U.S. Navy, or let me say soldiers from America coming here. We have a lot of soldiers who will be coming into the country to do another joint exercise with our regiment in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'll say regiment in Trinidad and Tobago. But yet still, Sean Sobers don't know nothing about it. Or he playing like he don't know nothing about it. Um, the Prime Minister don't want to speak to the public about it. And everybody is like, what is really going on? Are we preparing? Do we have to prepare for a war? What's really transpiring? But nobody is saying nothing. And everybody just playing this kind of don't say nothing. The Secret Service kind of behavior. And then too, there's all kind of distractions going on with this whole thing where they're attacking the St. Vincent Prime Minister. I tell you, the week was just full with a lot of activity. Where to start with this whole thing? I had to start with the head, who seems to be a Kiakoshi by that name, and of course she's Camilla. Because it's like you're being conned. It's like we were scammed and we still being scammed and like there's no ending in sight. So let me go. Let me go. Oh Lord have mercy. Where to start? Where to start? Let me go. So here it is. Kamala Prasad Bissessa is now being isolated from all the Caribbean islands, even Latin America, the OAS, and all these different places because of the impending war that is about to happen in Venezuela between America and Venezuela. And here it is. You have a so-called minister in the ministry, a minister in the ministry of housing, coming to bring out certain, well, bust the mark, as they say, which is nano mark, coming to bring out a whole set of stupidness in the public domain. Make yourself look like one big fool talking about the people and them private business, their account. You know, I want them to do that because I want them to continue to do these things to the normal citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, expose as they say, expose your business in the road. So that I can file a lawsuit too. I want them to do it. I want to file a lawsuit too. But they keep coming with this distraction after distraction after distraction after distraction. So here it is. Kamala Prasad Bissessa. I don't know if she instructed. I don't know. I just asking the question. If she instructed Anil Roberts to come out in the public domain to attack a sitting prime minister who ain't saying nothing bad about the woman, he ain't dragged down the woman's name in no kind of format. Listen. He ain't dragged down the woman's name in no kind of format. But you wanna attack the man daughter, the man wife, the man, everything you just attack because your name is Anil Roberts. You understand? You expose the people's bank account. You expose every single detail of the people's private business that they conducted their business with the institution in which you are working for. But Kamala Prasad Bissessa don't see the need to fire Anil because what Anil Roberts did was not only just a breach of integrity, but a misbehavior in public office. You take the documentation. You take documentation from the ministry in which you work in, bring it in the public domain. You ain't go in parliament and talk about it. No, you bring it in the public domain to say you busting this mark and expose the business as though they committed a crime. So you maliciously, with malice and hate, did that to Prime Minister and his whole family to degrade them. You know, that's why you see, I hold my tongue in, and all I keep saying, somebody go pay a lawsuit. Somebody go pay a lawsuit for me. Tell me here Andy Roberts with that bullshit. I said somebody will be paying a hefty lawsuit. Because you know why? They love to say they want to bust a mark, but they didn't realize there was no mark to bust. There was no mark to bust. And here it is now. You put the country of Trinidad and Tobago that if somebody buy a house in Trinidad and Tobago or they buy something on the open market, all your business in the road, how much money you're making, who was making 25,000, who working for $25,000, who working on who working on all these different things. Come on. What is this really? What is that? That's like if you're going to apply for a visa and you hear in bank, you hear in things that long time they never used to have to give certain banking information. But you hear the man telling you, well, I see you have here in this bank and that bank and this bank and that bank. Come on. When you see him a lawsuit in the tail because they so believe that they want to help the party in St. Vincent, the yellow party in St. Vincent. First of all, I didn't want to call that yellow party name because they are number two in being an operative of the UNC. Yes, I will say it. They are operative of the UNC. They taught in the same color, and Robert believe by busting this so-called mark, he gonna do damage to Ralph Gonzalez. But he know that he do more good to Ralph Gonzalez because you see the strong support that Ralph Gonzalez have in St. Vincent at this point in time, that he did more for the people of St. Vincent than any one of them other parties. But they afraid the man so much because they're trying to mash up a powerhouse, a man who's a powerhouse in the whole Caribbean. As much as people looking at Trinidad and Tobago, they had to watch at St. Vincent, Mr. Ralph Gonzalez, because that is the man who could go and deal with Cuba to get the Cuban doctors to come here to negotiate certain deals with Cuba and even with Venezuela when we have any problems. Ralph Gonzalez is a lawyer, big time lawyer, you know, and they only want to go and destroy the Caribbean with the foolishness because why? People don't want to part of Camilla. They don't want to part with Camilla. They don't want to part with Camilla. But you want to go and mash up everything in the Caribbean because why? People isolate you from around them. They don't want to part of nobody who complicit in a crime. If you are part of the crime, why should I want to be around you? You telling people to bomb people violently and then saying that and then making it look as though you're not involved in anything? Come on. The UNC went and sent a panty man, a man who went batty rider, a man who wanted somebody to mine him who wanted a woman to mine him in England. They went and sent this so-called team of bandits and lies and propagandists and political assassins up to St. Vincent to work with the Yellow Party. Eh? They funded that whole exercise for them to go up there to work with the Yellow Party just to undermine Ralph Gonzalez. Imagine that. Just because they don't like how Ralph Gonzalez tell the Prime Minister, Madam, that is unstatesmanlike. Or you vexed because Ralph Gonzalez talked to Kamala and giving Kamala advice. Or you vexed the man for that. Or you vexed with Ralph Gonzalez because of what Ralph Gonzalez talked to the Prime Minister. He even embarrassed the Prime Minister. But no, your mind he embarrassed the woman because he tells she that is not statemanlike. And look now, something really wrong with Andy Roberts and them. And here it is, we the taxpayers paying Andy Roberts and them and Philip Alexander big money to sit down as what you call a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Housing. Because that's what it is, a minister in the Ministry of Housing. So we paying them like a permanent secretary to sit down inside of there, to dig up people's files, to look and macro people's files, to come out here in the public domain to tell you, hey, look how much money you have in the bank. I see your bank account. I know how much house you have. I know where you live in. I know everything about you. That's what we paying them for. That's what Kamala Person business um have them in the ministry working for, drawing big salary. That's what we had them there for. And Roberts was a senator, so you know he getting a back pay. He getting a back pay that was approved. That was approved by the past government and even them. So she taking the back pay, she taking everything, and she still went and set up the minions and them. to go up to St. Vincent, to work with the Yellow Party in St. Vincent, to mash up the good work of what Ralph Gonsalves for the people of St. Vincent. They do like nothing good. Just because they want to put the puppet who they want to put in place in St. Vincent, so that them will now say that we support Kamala Prasad Bisasa and the United States of America in bombing and going and invade a sovereign nation called Venezuela. Imagine that. Imagine that. Them doing that. People that look at the whole politics. St. Vincent is a key player in this whole scenario, and people just watching this thing from one angle. If they really wanted to lock up people, if they wanted to lock up people in this whole life, what did I done do it already? You see what they did? The past government carried the members of the board to the court. We won back the money. We won back money. They had to pay back the country money. And this whole life for thing. We won back money. This file is supposed to go before the DPP in order for people to be charged. But because the administration lost the election, the UNC is back in power. So they're not going to carry that. So all that thing when they bring out in the life sport for the whole 30 something million and this one and who get this and who get that, them is just where you call, that is where you call just putting the information out. Nobody not going to get locked up for that. Nobody. Nobody not going to get locked up for that. Like just mamagism because UNC in power. So I'm not wasting my time to talk about life sport. Life sport is a whole thing. It done gone. We can talk about the players and them who behind the life sport. Yeah, that's no problem. But nobody going to get locked up for that. And why should I be wasting my time if nobody not going to get locked up under this administration? Because we put the people and them there to deal with the issue. Eh? And then when we turn around now, we get rid of them to bring a bunch of criminals and bandits and sex traffickers, drug trade, drug pushers, or you name it. And then we saying, but what we want them to go and do what? Lock up people in like sport with all them benefit. Why Mark Bassan now coming with that story how much years after? Why Mark Bassan now coming? Why Mark Bassan now coming? Let me go back to what I'm saying. That they can't come in no distraction for me. Because I know how Mark Bassan and them is operate already. It are plenty of them who getting paid to do after the distraction work, you know. They will not come around me with that foolishness. I know how this thing does work. I know how the propagandists and them does work. So them can't come and distract me with the foolishness that they're doing. So back out the light spot. All right, and the Robert still saying on the Ministry of Housing. And the Robert still free to go and bring out documents and a certain prime minister. Eh? Say all kind of thing about the man's wife, as though he didn't even know that the man's wife is a Trinidadian and she entitled to buy a house in Trinidad and Tobago. And because of what went on in St. Vincent, they had to move back to Trinidad, which is more safer for them. The woman did what any mother will do, take her children and come back home. But Annie Roberts like he don't know that. Annie Roberts didn't know that. Because you see, when it is being condoned by a sitting prime minister called Shamela or Samuel, but you know, first we first we tell you the lie. They go swear to Muslim. We cannot be allowing people to be continue doing them kind of foolishness and don't say nothing about it. What Annie Roberts did, he should be fired immediately because yes, he's part of life sport, but he's also part and parcel of bringing a whole family documentation and bringing them, he put them people life at risk at this point in time. That the people and them can end up get people could look at him and say, "What, you making all that money? Well, let me kidnap you. Let me go and rob them." That's why they pay the money. But like, and the Robert believe it's like, the prime minister now. All the time she wasn't making certain amount of money to build the $100 million mansion. But all of a sudden, as you win election in 2010, boom, this mansion being built. This mansion being built with a helipad and all kind of drama thing on it. Let's be real. Let me deal with the issue. Don't let them people and them side phone away and circumnavigate with a spin doctrine behavior. It's the St. Vincent election they want because they want to get the key Caribbean islands to support them with the foolishness. That is what they want. Don't let them sidetrack away with them foolishness. Mark Besant had enough time to bring all them information. How come when Mark Besant all of a sudden now Ruth Marchand come back out in the play? This one come back out in the play. That one come back on and who were in? Everybody know them thing. Them is that new thing. I just always tell anybody it's I who started to bring it out when I bring it out in the morning and I said, where's Astron Creed? And people started to call me and said, don't call the man name, don't call the man name in the bacchanal. And look how long was that? That was since before when the like sport matter was then blowing up and they do first audit, second audit, third audit. It's over two it was how much pages but it's really glossy. A tick document like this, so only reports. And what happened? Then former minister sent Ruth Marchand outside to hide. Up to now, Ruth Marchand never faced before nobody. Eh? You have people saying, but oh, they never get the opportunity to be heard. And what can I do? I'm not going to be sidetracked by them. The real issue is that you're going to have people going up there, a propaganda station, being paid, being paid by this administration to go out there to mash up St. Vincent politics by ousting Ralph Gonzalez from government and bringing in the yellow party. That's what I want. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be sidetracked by them. I sit down, I read my politics good, Or you read or your politics good, don't let them fool you. So that's why they have the man who in the batty rider, who coming on social media, who's skinning the bottom in the morning time. Eh? They have Andy Williams coming skinning the bottom on the morning time, come for people on live and talking about he used to do this and he used to slap up one who bottom and all kind of dotishness and then the kind of foolishness that they have to circumnavigate and spin doctrine again. Come on, or you wake up yet. I keep telling you, people have talked about Cambridge Analytica. Guys, we teach them. We teaching half of them Caribbean islands how to do a campaign, how to win the election. We have been doing that for years, not them. Cambridge Analytica come here and learn from we. And they take it and they go and they use our model in all over the place. And that's why you see today. They could have used our model to influence other elections, even in America. And that is what the UNC is doing. They're using that playbook. They're using that playbook. So they go in and they play in this and they're gonna do all what they have to do to undermine that election. Mind you, people have to be very careful. And Ralph Gonzalez had to be careful himself that they don't try to steal the election in St. Vincent like what they did in Trinidad and Tobago. But people don't believe when I tell them that they stole the election in Trinidad and Tobago because they'll say, we have a democratic process and the process, yes, you can have a democratic process and I can still steal the election from you. Because once you have certain people in your corner, you can steal any election that you want. You can doctor. any numbers that you want to look and song how you want it to song. And this is real. But you know what? There's one to say, boy, that can't happen. We have a process and we have a process. Boy, everything that you see in the public domain is not always true. Everything that you see is not always true. And it's not always real. That is why Kamala playing the game. He attacked me, as Anna Roberts say, he attacked me. Well, we gonna take the election from him in St. Vincent. So we will expose the family and give the opposition a upper hand to say, look what we do. Look at what he do. He a house in Trinidad while we're suffering in St. Vincent. And that kind of mentality they have, because you know why? They always believe that anybody who not looking like them, sounding like them, is don't have no money to buy nothing, no property that would over $1 million in Trinidad and Tobago. And that's the whole thing about it. Imagine Warrior Princess on one of her little podcasts telling you that when she was part and parcel of the UNC with Sean Bill Francis and all them when they used to be going campaign, that was on the Panday days. They tell you how long them in UNC. When the UNC used to tell them, but let me spray some perfume when they see the black people coming in the meeting. Imagine that. They want the power. They want to be able to say to this nation that we control this, we control that one, we controlling this one, and this one thing. They, you know, this administration is about manipulating and trying to control the narrative on what people must do and what they mustn't do. Kamala, Kamala, or Scamilla, however we want to call her, has conned this country. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have been conned. I was surprised and all to see Donna from Tobago House from Tobago, the hoteliers and the business, the Chamber of Commerce. She and all come out and said she couldn't believe that they were conned too in Tobago. That's why you see Fali frightened to call the date for election. He's frightened. As you see the PNM having town meeting, he run out, he dissolved Tobago House Assembly. Eh? He dissolved Tobago House Assembly to call the election, but can't call a date yet. Because you know why? They're going and see how they could doctor the numbers for them to try and win back the seats in the Tobago House Assembly. Because he know damn well they're gonna lose the election. They're gonna lose that Tobago House Assembly. But there are people who will want the PNM to lose it so that they could get rid of Penny, but never, never that will happen. The people of Tobago are not stupid. They're more smart and intelligent to want. They didn't give Fali no chance. They gave Watson Duke a chance. Watson lost the party because Fali outsmart him and take the party. Without calling an election, without even calling an election, Fali thieved the party. Let me tell you how the UNC is operating. Fali is an operative of the UNC. So he stole the People Party, stole Watson Duke party from him, form his own party, link up with the same people called the UNC, get the UNC all the contracts in Tobago, and then he looking now to see He realized he in trouble in Tobago. He wanted to win that election because if he lost that election in Tobago, crap or smoky pipe. Because the two seats that he have as the quote unquote as MPs, they don't even have a ministerial post in the government of Trinidad and Tobago. So it's all about lies and cunning, deception with Kamala Prasad Bisesa. It's all about lies and deception. And they continue to do that. Fali never won no election. Fali never won no election. Don't get twisted. It's Watson Duke won the election. Fali stole the man party from him. And really and truly by rights and by law, under ethics, you're supposed to call an election because the party is no longer the party that went into office. And if the party is no longer the party, so all right. So let me say, the PNM come into office. Some people within the PNM undermine the PNM and take over the PNM and change the name of the PNM. Never face the poll. Go on and say that them is now the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Where you think what happened in Trinidad? Now the population will say, hey, call the election. You have to call the election because the party follow. It was one party went into office, not that party. And that way see Kamala and them know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's all about undermining and the same thing that they will be doing in St. Vincent. They're going to set up a contingent of them called the so-called ground asshole report with front panty man Andy Williams. And I will call him that because based on those videos where I see he put out and we talking about that kind of lifestyle that he live in, now has to question what he was doing in Gladiator House. What he was doing in Gladiator House. Because the documents don't lie, the court documents don't lie. Because when they want to run up to St. Vincent, they must tell the people the truth. They must come and tell the people the truth. What they tell the court, what they used to be doing by picking up little boys. So when he was telling Anderson Wilson that he slap him up and he's doing more kind of thing and this and that the other, I don't know if that was true. But Andy Wilson, with Anderson Wilson, I don't know if that one was true. But I know with Gladiator he used to live in the man house. I know he used to live in the man house. And he used to go and he was the driver. And he used to pick up little boys for Gladiator. He said, not me. He said. So now I'm questioning when they came and they shoot up your house in Bagatelle, what they really coming to shoot up your house for? But you are part of a propagandist crew that when I go up to St. Vincent, Ralph Gonzalez don't like boys. Ralph Gonzalez never like boys. And they vex with Ralph because Ralph is a family oriented man. So they want to tarnish Ralph Gonzalez's name. They didn't know Ralph married. He don't want to come and tell you he married. What the hell? That ain't none of your business. That ain't none of your business. Whether any man married, he divorced, he whatever, that ain't none of your business. The main important thing what you need to know, is that the man is the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and his family bought the properties. And they spend the money to buy the properties, which is on open market. But when the UNC Part B in St. Vincent, the yellow party in St. Vincent, want to push the propaganda machine to say, oh, they stand here, yes. You know, you're just gonna be amazed. I don't care. Let me tell you something. You see, tonight is hard talking, so I don't give a fuck what you like to talk, what you should do. Because me ain't talking no fucking English language for him. Because let me tell you something. I've been saying it, I'm saying it long time. You see what going on in this whole politics, this really make you want to cuss him. When you see how low politics has reached in this country and continue to reach country, you just really have to wonder. You just really have to wonder no longer reality because we have been conned. We have been conned because there's a military build-up exercise going to take place. Trinidad is now like a base for America. Trinidad is a base for America to go into Venezuela. So we are now the guinea pigs. But we are being told that is not true. That is not true. Kamala and them must come out and tell the people and them the truth. But the truth is never something them don't know. They will go to the grave lying because all them selling is our money. Is our money. That's all them care about, the money. So I am not daunted by the foolishness of what is lying. And they want to call PNM a taxing government. This government is a lying, taxing, deceitful, nasty government that has always been building on lies and cunning, scamming him the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Because let me tell you something, the amount of scam them put on in their budget, they want to know what kind of con man behavior is that? And that is what Kamala Persan Bissessa is all about. That is the kind of dotage. So I mean, I don't have to bother with them, because them ain't paying my bill. Them don't pay me and them don't pay my bill. So I don't need them to do nothing for me. Because really and truly, a lot of things going on in this country. A lot of things going on in this country. And for some strange reason, people just quiet. Like they're just hoping and praying that they'll get something for the Christmas season. They're hoping and praying that somebody will get them a walk. Or you're losing or your work, or you're losing or your income. Nothing is happening for you. But or you still saying down there, yes, Kamala, give she a chance, give she a chance, now give she a chance. Give who a chance? How I can give a pig a chance when I know the pig lying down in mud? You bear the pig and it's still gonna lie down in the mud. And all the pig doing is just sending out that stinkness into the public domain. And that's what Annie Robertson and all of them is. Them is the perfume that coming out from the backside of that pig, the leader, to stink up the whole place. We had to be really careful. We had to be careful that the road that this country going down, when you see 2030 reach, because oh God, I hope to God these people don't reach a 2030, no. Because by the time they reach a 2030, we dead, no. We ask as grass in this country, no. Under regime of Kamala Persan Bissessa, We ass is like grass, you know. Yes, I hurting. You know what hurting, bad? Because URP shut down, CPEP shut down, reforestation shut down, social programs, imagine that, no social worker, no social officer in the Ministry of Social Development in Port of Spain, for the whole of Port of Spain, nobody working. So people can't get no money. Half of them people who working, eh, they can't get a grant, but they're telling people go and sign up for grant. Look, give me a fucking break in this thing, eh? Just give me a break. Everything just collapsing and people just saying, no, wondering, oh God, you get something. Oh God, oh, you hold on now. Oh, you hold on now. Hold on now. How I go hold on to something that me getting? Like I real stupid or what? Or you had to be real stupid that oh, you seeing nothing happening, but yet still, or you still have some, I don't know, boy. Oh God. This is the first time I ever see this. This is the first time I ever see this. People just quiet and they can't tell me about no SOE. They literally quiet, like they program them. Don't come out and say nothing. And if you say anything, not even a bad boy opening him out. Not even a bad boy opening him out. Or be a quote unquote community leader. Ain't him saying nothing. No big protest, no nothing. Everybody quiet. It's just really going on in this country. But I have conned these people. We have all been conned. Kamala literally conned the people. You're creating 50,000 jobs, but you fire 100,000 without AGC and the contracts, and people working there for 20 something years. Yes, Camilla, yes, Camilla, scamming we. You say employing 50,000 people, but up to now you can see nobody get employed yet. Nobody can get employed. Nobody can be employed. And this is, and let me tell you something. Eh? Imagine you working, and I said this when I was somewhere else, and I came out and I told you all that people who work in HEC get the bag, to pack the bags and go. They were there for 20 something years and the upper morning and were told, hey, you have no work, your contract not renewed. And the people were like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? This has nothing to do with, let me tell you something, eh? This is the foolishness that people love to come with. So you didn't save no money and all them kind of dotishness. It have nothing to do with no saving and no money. You get up a morning, you just tell me I'm no longer employed and you send me home. Suppose now I done put aside my little thing. I'm a saving, but I put aside my thing to build my house and I do my thing. Oh, you stop with the foolishness now. Stop with the foolishness now. It's people life you're talking about. And they to tell you how they don't care. Because the very same UNC activists and them calling me to tell me that nothing for the black activists and them, nothing. Not even, and plenty of the Indians and all them getting nothing. The poor Indians and all them getting nothing. Nothing for them. Because they thought that they were going to be given something after. They thought they were going to be given something after the election, only to realize they ain't getting one damn thing after the election. But I'm telling you, nothing for the black activists and them. Even though they try to put one or two of them, they try to put one or two of them in little positions on board. They to keep them quiet so they will just boast and say, we get on a state board, we get on a state board, but really and truly when you ask them how much you get on the state board, well it's only a little $600 every month because they could take away the amount of perks you get on a state board. Because you have those who sit on the high board, which is not me and you, but the lower boards and the we call the C and D and E and F boards is who they put in like me and you. Indian always work for the money, so black man ain't working for the money. No, a black man don't work in this country for nothing. You see that work Kamala feel they can come and con people with and scam people with, scamilla. Don't feel like it's scam me, with that foolishness. I sit down, me ain't say nothing for how long. Even though people begging me, boy, but you ain't say nothing, I hear you say nothing. How come you ain't making no life? Sometimes I just wonder, but where's the sense? Where's the sense? That you're seeing people going home and then they ask, well, who next? Who next? When I could watch how they demean Ralph Gonzalez family down to the lowest of the low, and it wasn't in facts. It wasn't even facts. Yeah, and they're always saving the money. So black people don't save money. You see, you know, but if I started telling about certain things that Indian involved in it, but don't come around me no ogre. But they do tishness. They always quick to tell people that, and they will have people coming out here to tell people them kind of foolishness, but I wouldn't be very attracted by them that do this shit. Let me deal back with Kamala. Let me deal back with the leader who is in charge of the propagandists and is in charge of the people who can all these political these political assassin work on other people in this country. Let me deal with the leader because the leader know what's going on. The leader know what's going on and the leader just be encouraging these things. And if the leader encouraging, if the leader encouraging their own followers to scam and conduct con behavior, then what it will say for me? What it will say for you? What it will say for everybody else who want to be walking the righteous road of truth and justice? What it will say for we? What it will say for we? Because everything black is a problem to them. Everything black is a problem. But I just want to know if Indian are black because Indian is get treated bad in England and America and all over the place. But all of a sudden they feel the white in Trinidad. So they're not black. But sometimes when you man say, I realize you looking You could go and deal with Andy. Andy apparently does deal with man. I don't deal with man. You could go and deal with Andy. Because you were somebody to touch you up, not me. Like you want somebody to touch you up, not me. I know they catching their ass, but they play like oh, well, when we out here, we living life, and we living what life. Plenty of them catching their ass. So I don't worry about myself. Plenty of them catching their ass, but they will put on a show. I know for a fact I don't want to kill my family for no land. I don't want to kill my family for no land and kill them for the money and all them say that damn dotation. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And they will have people who black just like them. They will have black people saying, oh, why you attacking them and why you attacking them? Why you see the pundit who make the statement on the pundit who make the statement? Or you see the pundit who make the racist statement? They ain't talking about that. Indians in this country is the 1%. They have now become the 1%ers in this country. Right? The Indians in this country is now the 1%ers because they alone deceive. They alone is open business and pay taxes. Although the doubles man don't pay taxes, the doubles man living doubles tax free, but he makes millions of dollars annually. But then you know what I would say? Don't watch the doubles man. The doubles man coming out there and working hard, so the black man don't work hard, and that's what we just had to face with in this country. That's why it's easy for people like Stark and I'm calling out the names who will be going on this finding mission to St. Vincent to bring down Ralph Gonzalez. Andy Williams, Stark, Lennox Smith, and some of them who supposed to be working for the state media going up to St. Vincent to work with the yellow party up there just because they want to bring down Ralph Gonzalez. But Ralph Gonzalez is going to defeat them. He's going to destroy them on the political battlefield. Well, Kamala is always reaching lowest at the lowest at the lowest because right now she on the bottom. She on the bottom. Nobody don't want to be around that woman. Nobody don't want to be around that woman. Oh, Rocker's going to? Okay. But I telling you, we have been con in this country and still being con. They say they're starting at 10%, but look, the estate police and them being told it's only 2% again. Only 2% for you. Take that. Take that. It's only con behavior we get because we have been scamila. That's what she name is today, from today. Scamila because we being scam. When you see the done with Trinidad and Tobago, when you see this lying, taxing, thieving, deceitful, nasty, wicked, gutter rat, you know, pomerat, all kind of, when you see all them done with we, I think we'll have not better. We go balling. No. They go, our money going to devalue. Like it going out style, you know. But I want to say something. I want to say something before I forget it. I want to say something as I'm now talking about where we money going and how we money going to devalue. You see that advertisement where I bring back out? You see that thing where they go in UTT. I mean you Trust Corporation, UTC, the bank, and all them, and they're gonna raid and take off the money. They're gonna raid every one of them institution, NIB, all of them. It really, because the chairman of First Citizen Bank and Unicot is the same man. So let me tell you something. When they say they're going for UTC, NIB, take everything. Our indigenous bank called First Citizen Bank in wrap up, and the same thousands and thousands of workers who believe because they have a salary now, you ain't here they start to send home plenty of them because they're gonna say we have no money, and First Citizen Bank is now bankrupt. So you take a perfectly good institution and bankrupt a whole institution because you find a way to use our cash balances. And that is what Kamala Prasad Bissessa has conned this country too many times. Too many times. I tell you, there's so much things that we could talk about, but it pains me. It pains me to see where we have reached as a country under this wicked, oppressive government called Kamala Prasad Bissessa and the United National Congress. It have no coalition of interests. That and all is a scam. That is a serious con man job, you know. There's nothing called coalition of interests. The only thing it have is a bunch of con artists, scammers, sex traffickers, drug traders, you name it, in this government called the UNC, headed by Camilla. Wait now, man. Wait now, man. Wait now, man. No, you're talking about Vince Nelson? No, that's the life you're talking about with like sport and all them different things. The UNC don't know how to brand. The UNC don't know how to brand. And the UNC has not mastered the art of propaganda, and they have not mastered the art of telling the truth. Until the UNC learns to master the art of telling the truth, then we could say, okay, this song is genuine. But the UNC is not a genuine party. The UNC is not a genuine party. And that's why they could take all them people and put them in the parliament and make people believe. They could take all them people and put them in the parliament. And they say that they run in this country. Hmm. When I could see what the UNC has done in a budget, ay, 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 lie to the public servants of this country. Watch people, family get bum up in the seas. Fishermen can't make no money. But Kamala cool with that. Kamala cool with that. No, don't do me that no, no. Don't do me that no, no. Don't do me that no, no. Hold me. Just no. Let me just deal with something. Let me just hold on. Let me just yeah, because I don't want nobody don't do me that. Don't call me when the program going on, man. Or you notice, nobody up to now, it's strange that the $2.6 million that went missing under the so-called Auditor General, under the Ministry of Finance, the so-called 2 point something $1 million that went missing under the Ministry of Finance. You know, you ain't, look the woman when she cares for the state to represent she. You know how much is the bill? $2 million. $2 million to represent you. A lawyer take to represent a person. You see how they taking me money? $2 million just to go and stand up in the court. Eh? $2 million you take to represent the auditor because she don't want to pay. So $2 million of our taxpayer money going down the road. And just so it going again. Just so it going again. Well, Slimy, let me tell you something, eh? They gone beyond the 40 thieves. They no longer is thieves. Oh, God. I don't know what word to call them, but they beyond thief. They don't, you know, but they're not gonna last. And let me tell you something, we gotta make sure that Tobago, that THA election in Tobago, we gotta make sure that election in St. Vincent is won by Ralph Gonzalez in St. Vincent and the PNM wins the Tobago House of Assembly in Tobago. Because to have a government in power with no kind of accountability and transparency running this country, God help us in Tobago. God help us in Tobago. Because all they know is how to take money and siphon the money in a particular way. And whatever deal Kamala make with the United States of America, all of a sudden the embassy went and do little work. You know, right now Fali is not being liked by the people in Tobago. Right now Fali is under real pressure in Tobago. Fali is under some serious pressure in Tobago. And you see that foolishness when Kamala Prasad Bisasa went and do? Give them a quarry license. Give them a quarry license to do. Look, they must stop mamagaing the people. It's only lies and all, you know. You call a whole assembly, the people thought that they're going to dissolve the people, dissolve the election, dissolve the THA to call the election. Only to be told, you gain them, what? A license for for a quarry. Why Kamala didn't give them a three license? Why she didn't give Farley three license? So he don't wanna come to Tobago, he don't wanna come to Trinidad to beg for no money. You see when that election is called in January, because Farley can do what he want. He holding the date, he holding the date. Farley wants a 30-day campaigning. He gonna try a shot. He gonna try a shot to call a 30-day campaign. And when he tried to call a shot for the 30 days campaign, he tell himself he have PNM on the back foot. But PNM don't have all the machinery in place. PNM walk the ground, PNM doing everything. You now putting your candidates in place. So PNM way in advance than what the TPP. You hear? I know that Caribbean soul. Let me tell you something. The truth has come out from Oye mouth, you know. Oye fed up at EBC favoring PNM boundaries. The EBC is an independent body. How they will be favoring PNM boundaries? So let me tell you how I know Oye steal the election. Let me tell you how I know Oye stole that election. Oye just send people more and more that Oye stole the election to work Oye deal with America. For America to come here, set up shop and a base to aid Venezuela, to take Venezuela minerals, and Oye get hungry scrums. Because that's what I like, you know. Just check out the deal that they made with the Harris. They sold our rights to our oil and our royalties. We supposed to be making money, and they give away the rights. They give away royalties. Trinidad ain't get no, wasn't going to get no money. Thank God the PNM came back in in 2015 into 2016 and started the negotiation and get back our money and our royalties that would get me back on my foot. Because Kamala and them have a poor negotiation team. And they're talking about a gratia payment. Up to now, the people can't get the money that oil promised them in Tobago. They can't get a gratia payment that oil promised them in Tobago. It's only scammers in this, you know, only scammers, scammers, scammers. And Fali were part of the UNC. And the people of Tobago are not foolish. They don't realize what's going on. You're working with them. You're against we. They know that you're against them. Solomon, you still want him to declare that he don't tell we gotta tell we. They tell you they went and they you know. Hey, that is a serious statement, you know. The PNM favoring, you know. The EBC favoring PNM areas, you know, boundaries, you know. That's serious statement to make, you know. But then Korean Soul and them hiding behind certain names, so we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Until the dangerous, you know. Imagine that. I mean, name one UNC constituency from the main road to the mountain. So UNC don't have St. Augustine. UNC don't have St. Augustine, and the bus route to the highway too. Caribbean Soul, let's stop with the foolishness now. Let's stop with the foolishness. We dealing with the camp. For those who want to know, we do apologize, but because of a little technical issue, we unable to do the program tonight. But Melba will be on Wednesday night. We will be doing the program with Melba and myself. And tomorrow we'll be looking at Andy Williams. You see, Andy Williams want to go quite St. Vincent to do work on behalf of the UNC to bring down Ralph Gonzalez, but we don't go to St. Vincent for that. Imagine that Asphalt Jack get picked. Asphalt Jack, you know, who never do no campaigning, nothing at all in Tobago, get picked. Took a special Special advisor of Tobago what? Affairs. So Melba will be on Wednesday. Melba will be on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be back on tomorrow because I want to deal with this whole Andy Williams. Yeah, I want to deal with this whole Andy Williams scandal with with um with Anderson Wilson, and we're gonna bring up more about what happened in that case with Gladiator, even though he has passed on, but we'll be bringing out more about the case also. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, we're hoping that we do have no more technical problems like what we had last time, but with God's speed, and we hope that they wouldn't try to disrupt us from getting the program done. Yeah. So tomorrow I will be doing that tomorrow and be diving into some of Andy's. So who Gladiator? No, Gladiator didn't die from AIDS. Gladiator died because he was murdered. He was assassinated coming out from his house in Santa Cruz by some young men. So that is an bacchanal by itself, and there are those persons who believe that it was they said Andy Williams was almost nearly murdered, almost assassinated the same way outside his home also. So I don't want to speculate. I don't want to say if it's linked or if it's not linked. I don't know. But what I could say is that it is an ongoing feud that that have been going on, and only Andy Williams could come out and see what is what that really transpired. But I can only talk about what went on in the case in terms of the whole aspect of what Andy would have stated. And it could be that Andy may be both sided. I don't know because Andy would have made certain statements, and even Mighty K and all was a part of it, and Lennox Smith and all would have made certain statements. But I want you all to stay tuned for that tomorrow on that particular topic. But just before I wrap up this show tonight, just before I wrap up this show tonight of the Camilla and her party, I want I want you to really think. I want you to really think about what is happening in this country and who really suffering, boy. Who really suffering, boy? Under this wicked, deceitful, nasty government. Who really suffering? Because let me tell you something. Tomorrow, Slimy, tomorrow I will deal with them. I will deal with all them, why it's so easy for them to get children and all without even having sex. the right way. But let me don't get distracted, but let me just say this. Val asked me, she said, when would people, I don't know now, Caribbean soul do ask me that. If you the father of Slimy, then you gotta know if Slimy does look like if he does look like Trevor Snails. But I doubt you is Slimy father and he is Trevor Snails father. So don't come and ask me if he looking like this or if he looking like that. You want to know, ask Slimy if he's whoever. Don't come to ask me them kind of bullshit right now. Because we deal with people bread and butter here. Caribbean soul only hiding. I feel he must be let me not say not this one tonight. Let me leave that for tomorrow. But really and truly, let me get back to what we saying. Too many Val called me and Val said, well, when you feel the people and them will really start to feel the pinch in what going on in this country. I said, Val, by the time mid-September, they will start to feel it. They didn't want to call the budget because they know they tell the people and them after the budget. So the more they prolong the budget is after the budget. The budget come and go on. Heavy NTC get kicked out of the program. Imagine that. Them on a UNC pro station and the people kick them off the one and kick them off a UNC station. Well, they don't go and beg for a host. But I tell you straight up, TC and them get kick off TC and them get the program that they was doing at UNC station. They build up up to a certain point and they kick them off the station. So that is what's going on right now. A hard life with the wife minding him. Wall Street wife minding him, eh? Okay. Everything Wall Street have is his wife minding him. Well, imagine that they clock in numbers, all kind of people watching them, and they kick them off the own platform. They kick them off the platform. They tell you how they don't like oil. But you see, when they like to jump in people business, you see when they like to jump in the people business, that's good for TC and IV. That's good for them. Yeah, 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 that's good for them. They told all the people supporting, and the people wasn't supporting you. They just like to hear all the shit you're talking because why? Or you're sounding good for the UNC before the election. But when they win, they don't need oil again, so they get rid of heavy and they get rid of TC. What they need them for? They don't need them. Right now, the African activists in the UNC fighting one another, dreaded. They cussing no. So, so me really want to made with them. But my thing is, you see all them mothers, thousands of mothers who can't even afford to send the children to school. I really want to make an appeal. Oh God, no, I really had to make the appeal, even though I know it will fall on deaf ears. But let me say it. I want to tell this government. I want to tell this government. You see all them mothers cry that keep coming down on you. You see all them mothers who crying out that they can't get the social grants. They can't get no kind of grant because there's no officer working in this Ministry of Social Development. There's nobody who working from European reforestation and them thing. A lot of women and them can't work. Yeah? Because of what going on. It's sad. It's sad to see that thousands of people can get no kind of social assistance from the Ministry of Social Development. And they tell people go and sign up to get the social welfare grant. And the people can't get the grant up to now. Imagine that. You can't get the grant up to now. So thousands and thousands and thousands of people way upon the breadline, have the office running, paying people in our office that not even functioning. Because people still functioning in South, you know. Reforestation still functioning, you know. All the offices still functioning, you know. Excepting the people who live there on the ground and the contractors. Them not functioning. It's sad. And sometimes I just want to cry because let me tell you something. I hear some women talking about that they look for a little old man to help them because they have no money. It's sad. It's real sad. If you know why sometimes I just want to cry. Just watching children coming to school or going to school and they had nothing to eat. The school feeding service, but they giving the children them, it's like they don't care what they giving children in the government schools. They're not seasoning the meat properly. They're not cleaning the chicken properly. It's smelling fresh. Because you know why? Nobody cares. People is come from. Where the people is really come? want to make a real appeal to people, people real hurting, And they hurting because our party lost, They hurting because they wake up in morning and they didn't have no job to go to and only been told, hold on until after the budget. We putting things in place and they ain't getting nothing. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, URP office closed, but manager being appointed to be paid money. It can never be fair. You see what this government doing to people? You're done having a bad Christmas. You're gonna have a bad carnival. You're gonna have and I will deal with that carnival thing after, but you're gonna have a bad Christmas and you're gonna have a bad carnival. Everything just bad, 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 bad. But one of these days I will talk. I will, I had to talk to, but I can't do it here. I had to do it privately because I had to talk to my PNM people because you see this what going on in this country. This never happened under the PNM. Never happened under the PNM. And people was living. They eat. People still think the money was still circulating. But what this scamming government, this cunning government, this deceitful government do? They shut down every single one of these social programs to talk about who could buy $1 million house down in Victoria Keys, as if that make any sense to anybody. Well, Val, let me tell you something, eh? If they cancel it, they do cancel it. I just fed up. I 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 fed up. But let me tell you all, I want to say special thanks to 868 Workers' Rights. We are broadcasting on 5 other platforms tonight outside of the Fearless Warrior network. We are broadcasting on 5 of their network tonight, and Slimy is going to be coming up after on the Workers' Rights, and look out for that program tomorrow night, and also because you see this week into next week, I have some things to talk. I have some things to talk. We have to talk. I have some things to talk because we have plenty to talk. We have to talk about credit union. We have to talk about things. I'm trying to get. Let me tell some of them people who feel that COVID come like yes, yes. But you see, Scamilla, she's the most dangerous woman. Scamilla, you can't trust she. Don't ever try to trust she. Don't take nothing from a shaker, nothing at all from she. Because anything that woman touch is destruction. Well, you sit on the Caribbean soul. You sit on the. And when I tell 25 people, so what? Will you business when I tell 25 people, 30 people, 10 people? You business with that for Caribbean food? You have nothing to do. Eh? You have nothing to do. You have nobody to hung up. Don't be like a former UNC activist. Sit down in a wheelchair whole day, ride up and down, and then when he come and dead, then come and bomb the political leader to bury him. Eh? Think about it. People, me, what do you call him weak? Hmm. People, see you all tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Andy Williams tomorrow and this ground report. Yeah, he jealous. Caribbean soul jealous. I feel his wife leave him. I feel Caribbean soul wife leave him. So he having that a banker. Oh God. Oh God. Why we must no man. No we must say that. We must say that Brian Bettis. We must say that. Yeah. Yeah, let me wrap up my show. Let me wrap up my show. And ONC, yes, and the daughter have a, I don't know if it looking like he or it not looking like he. People, you see me tomorrow. Tomorrow. Let me. Oh God, I had enough. I had enough. I had enough. People, see you. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed night to all the persons who came out here. Have a blessed night and see you all on the other side tomorrow night, where we will discuss more. And we'll be on the workers' right platform also. We'll be on the workers' right platform. And we want to thank them for taking the feed tonight and broadcasting the program tonight on 5 other platforms. So we want to thank them for that. And we will see you all. And look out, Carnival is coming. We're gonna be on the ground. And also you'll be streaming on my platform as well as the workers' right platform. So we'll be doing a number of joint. We doing what Kamala supposed to be doing, joint collaboration, and not selling out the country to make money off the country, and the citizens of this country ain't getting one thing. People have a blessed night. See you all tomorrow.